The Malcriada podcast covers real-life topics, including the experiences of women and femmes, which is not always sugar and spice. With that being said, Malcriada Productions would like to offer a content warning ahead for domestic abuse, which includes many types of abuse, such as mental and physical. Please check in with yourselves before listening. Thanks, everybody, and enjoy the show.
Okay, folks. I just want to start off by thanking all y'all for coming out. All 6 of you. Welcome to the show. Our venue is located in Zodria's demented little mind. Can't really give you the exact location, but it's somewhere between self-doubt and suppressed childhood memories. So that's fun. Good luck with parking. Anyways, we got a special treat for you guys tonight. But first, I'm gonna warm you up. Oh, how rude of me. I didn't introduce myself. My name is humor. I'm one of the most popular coping mechanisms in Zodria's consciousness. I know you're all here to see her, but remember, she got it all from me. Ooh, shouldn't say it like that. Don't want to remind her of her mom. Nothing? You're ignoring me now, huh? Now you guys are acting like her mom. Seriously? Alright, tough crowd. Well, I'll fuck right off then. Now, without further ado, Zodria, la malcriada.
Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? What? Production didn't tell y'all that I was a walking nervous system? Great. No, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be our little icebreaker. Okay. So, this is my brain. This is my spinal cord. And these are my peripheral nerves. Say hi. Hi. Thank y'all for coming out. Hey, we all get nervous, right? It's a natural human response to stress. That weird rising feeling in your stomach stops you from doing stupid things, like bleaching your hair every month or jumping off a balcony. But being nervous constantly makes you think, maybe that's not the worst idea. Yeah, it feels like I've lived in this state of nervousness, of anxiety all my life. That's kind of what happens when your parents hit you. And yell at you. And tell you're ugly. And stupid. And worthless. And that you ruined their life. You know? Then pretend like it never happens once you gain consciousness. Yeah. One day you stop and recall all those memories. It feels like remembering another life. Then you stay in a foggy state of not knowing what reality to believe in. And you so badly just want a moment to process all this. But of course, time doesn't stop for you. Nope. You've grown up. You've wasted your adolescence. And now you have to worry about bills and groceries. And the fucking dishes. Capitalism shoves its hand right up your ass and forces you to function like a little soulless puppet. And it's like, oh my god, look at me, I'm a little puppet. Meanwhile, you're still living in that same abusive home. You still have to go to school, and you still have to go to work. Which, when you think about it, they're the same, really. Strangers in charge of you, making you do things you don't want to do for the reason they don't even know. And then you ask them, well, can you just at least be nicer to me? And their response is like, what? Huh? You want me to be nice to you? You want more? How dare you? How dare you? So, when every environment you find yourself in mirrors the one at home, You become nervous of living. You become a walking, dysregulated nervous system that does gigs in empty bars in her own mind. And that's super cool, right?
Show us your tits.
That's like season pal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to dabble in like burlesque or whatever. You know, I never actually thought I'd do it, perform with my body. I mean, I haven't yet, but I feel like all my life I've been hiding myself because I already knew what others were going to think of me. But that's not true. I don't know what others are thinking, and I can't assume they're thinking the worst of me. That's not fair to me, to them, to anyone. That's something I've discovered about myself. I need to see my nerves, my anxiety, as a part of me, because they are. They're literally inside of me. See? And they're there to keep me from making stupid decisions that hurt me, not stop me from living. So sure, maybe I was a neglected child. Maybe my parents programmed me to be on high alert all my life. Maybe they threw objects at my head. And yet, I still want to do so many things. I want to dance. I want to create. I want to live. Just not the way I used to, because the way I used to live doesn't serve anything but this ugly hierarchy. I just can't hide who I am all my life. And who I am is a filthy little socialist. Yup, get it all out while you can. I've been holding back all season to not scare the white allies away, but not anymore. You're either helping or you're not, so what's it gonna be, huh? Ah, no, ¿verdad? La tuya, pendejo, la tuya. Ha ha! Good night, everybody. Tip your waitresses, but also remember that tipping is a scam that forces consumers to cover companies' labor costs. Be mad at big corporations and don't take your anger out of your community. Buenas noches. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Malcriada, Thoughts of a Girl in a Sick World. And what a sick, sick world it is, indeed. I hope you guys enjoyed that fun intro that I put together for y'all for the special occasion that is the final episode of our season. I had a lot of fun doing it. I had a lot of fun asking Diego, my husband, my partner, my buddy, help me out with voice acting, he lent me his voice. It was very fun directing him and just fun creating together. I wanted to make this episode special. And yeah. All right. Now moving on to the unscripted part of the episode. I'm just going to cover a few points and then that'll be all. All right. So first, I wanted to just express my gratitude for everyone who has supported me throughout this entire journey. My husband, my family, my little siblings, my friends in high school that I didn't even know would keep up with me, you know? Just felt so amazing, like getting like some messages randomly from people I haven't spoke to in years saying like, hey, you're doing a good job. Like I admire what you're doing. It was amazing. It felt like rainbows and sprinkles in my head, which is really nice because usually it's like tornadoes and like, you know? So that's nice. It really motivated me to keep going because I took a lot of breaks with this season. I would get embarrassed of my voice. I would get embarrassed of the way I talked. I didn't know my own voice. And this whole journey was very helpful in finding my voice and getting me there. So I'm very grateful for everyone who has supported me. I'm grateful to the universe for putting me in this path. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for everything that I have, and to be able to be doing this, you know, to be able to be like, oh, what am I gonna do with my time? I'm gonna make a podcast about my experiences as a first-gen Latina immigrant daughter, oldest daughter, and like socialism, and like how we need to like hurry up and do something and change the world, because if not, it's just gonna keep being sick and crazy and evil and yeah. But how do you say that? How do you say that? How do you talk about that without being like booed out? How do you can't. And that's the point of this episode. I need to be okay with people disagreeing with me and disliking me. And regardless of that, I still have to keep fighting. I can't just give up. I want the world to heal. I want the world to change. And it's all I've been calling for, I feel, since I was a child. And I know lots of us feel this way too, because how could you not pop into this fucking world and be like, something's off, this feels wrong? That twisted, ugly feeling in my stomach, yes, it's anxiety, but it's also my intuition telling me what is going on right now, the way this society is structured, is wrong, down to its fucking foundation. It's wrong. My fucking bones itch because I know that this is not the most efficient way, logical way, or caring way to lead a people. It's not. It really isn't. Hope is really a necessity in these types of movements. And it's not gonna be easy, but what about this life currently right now is? But I digress. I just wanted to say how thankful I am. And even in this ugly, stupid, scary, difficult, complicated world, I still am able to find people who are like, hey dude, no, like, I agree. And yeah, thanks for making me not feel like I'm insane. Now I want to take you guys down memory lane and talk about previous episodes and in the order that they're most ranked in. So yay, let's see that. So my most streamed episode of all time was the first episode, of course, the Calling All Malcriadas. That was my intro episode. I imagined my grandma morphing into like a monster that was possessed by traditionalism. So this episode was just an intro episode, and I was like calling everyone who identified with this type of word, because I've heard like malcriada like be used in like a negative tone, but I've never heard malcriada be used like as like reclaiming way. It was really fun to make. I had a lot of fun. I like doing little like voice acting stuff, or like, yeah. But the thing is, like, it was very like standard, and I wanted to make things more elevated. And I think I did do that as the season progressed. So yeah, good memory. Then I have Baddie Baiting featuring Natalia Barrera. My bestie and a testy, yeah, what's up? This was my second highest ranked episode, which was so much fun. We were literally dying when we were filming. I literally can't fucking Nat and I are always fucking like laughing at everything. Like, it's not even okay, it is funny. That one was so fun to film. We were talking about our experiences as go-go dancers and our experiences like with dealing with boys in the alternative scene, and it was just so annoying, but very fun at the same time. Our experience as go-go's, I mean. Yeah, it was fun. Next I have the repackaged misogyny in modern dating. That's the third one? What? I remember this one was the one where I was trying to like record like video for the first time, and like the file, I don't have a camera. I don't have a camera. I was filming just with my phone, and it just didn't work out. Like, it didn't work out because the audio wouldn't sync, and it was really bad. And I felt so bad because I was like, I'm gonna have a background now. No. I don't feel 100% comfortable filming like on camera. Like, it's not yet, but that's something I want to work towards. And it's not that I don't feel 100% comfortable. It's that it's so time consuming, because if I want to show up, I want to be on theme. I'm a on theme as bitch. And everything I want to do, I want it to be, but that's not a good way of thinking. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, and that's something that I'm trying to apply. It's like, just show up. Show up. So if there's episodes where they're like, I'm showing up, remember. Yeah, it's time to leave perfectionism back in the past. Yeah. Regardless, I had fun filming, and it was like very interesting to see how I wanted to set up my set and everything. And it's hard as in it's like complicated, because you have to figure out lighting, you have to figure out your background, you have to figure out sound, and like any little thing could mess it all up. Like your fucking weird noises that come out of your stomach or your mouth, and you're like, oh, that sound like that the whole time, they're gonna hate me and think I'm gross. And then it's like, nah, they won't, it's fine. They know how hard it is, they understand. But yeah, have faith in your community. I have to have more faith in my community, literally. But yeah, I had fun trying to do the setup and everything, and I don't feel 100% on recording, because when I record, I feel the need to have a nice background for y'all, and sometimes like that's too much, you know what I mean? So I'm like, if I'm not gonna have something nice for them to look at, like, it's like, it's not really the point, here's my art. But I will work towards that. All right, what's the next episode? Should I go through all of these? We'll see how tired I get. Then there was stop hating where you're from. Yes, as it should be one of my top episodes, because that's where I talk about how people shit on the fucking valley and on small towns in general, and are like, oh, there's nothing to do in this stupid town, I have to leave this town where nothing ever happens and go to the big city, which, like, slay, but don't be classist. Like, we can understand that people in small towns a lot of the times don't try or think that they're more creative dreams, creative aspirations are possible, because what? I wonder why people in small towns with small access to education, small access to resources, and small access to like more diverse jobs and like more fulfilling positions, I wonder why they feel like tainted and jaded. See, this is what we need to be asking ourselves, guys. And I hated this sentiment. And obviously everyone had this sentiment when they were like smaller, because it's so fucking like, it's all our movies. It's everything. All our media is like contaminated with this type of thinking, with like hierarchical thinking, with classist thinking, white supremacy, all that bullshit, right? So and that's something so common. Like, every time I looked up back then, when I looked up Valley, I would, and RGV tags and stuff like that on TikTok, people would be like, the best thing to do in the Valley is leave, leave. It's like, dude, like, tell me that you're not involved in your community without telling me you're not involved in your community. Exactly. I cannot wait to go back to the Valley, because that's where I feel more comfortable at. Ahí está mi gente, and I just want to help and do everything I can. Here up in Washington, I do love it here too. It's just really cold, and there's lots to talk about Washington, but that's for another episode. But I love the environment here too, like the forests and the lakes and everything. It's so dreamy. Malcriadas, mental health matters. I had fun with that episode because when I was filming this episode, I was in one of the worst situations of my life. I was having a tower moment. Like things were like collapsing before my eyes, and like my realities were being shaken, and I like had realized that I had been groomed and assaulted and abused in different ways than I thought in my life, and that like literally broke me. It literally tore me down. I couldn't function. I couldn't do anything, and I was crying for days. Like you think I'm exaggerating? No, I would cry every hour for days. And that was very surreal, because now that I'm more like, in tune with my spirituality, more in tune with nature, trying to reconnect all these things, I see now that like anything water related, the element of water is connected to emotions. And that made a lot of sense. Like I was hiding things from myself because my intuition, when I was a child, I knew something was wrong. I didn't have the language to express or know what was wrong, So once I went to a little bit of counseling in college, and kind of dove myself into like the mental health like aspect of everything and learning about different types of traumas, I had realized that all these things have happened to me, and that's why I'm so dysregulated. That's why I'm so nervous all the time. That's why I'm so anxious all the time. That's why I'm so depressed all the time. That's why I'm irritated all the time. And yeah, it was a really big awakening for me, I guess. But yeah, I'll continue to be making mental health stuff because it's really, really important. I think it's one of the biggest steps towards fixing this fucking system. All right, what's next? Toxicos and abusers. What's the difference? I love that one. Oh my god, it's one of the highest ranked. Oh my god, you guys. I love that episode. Because the art is so cute. Okay, so the art is a little malcriada. Oh my god. Okay, no, yeah. A little malcriada. And she's like running around, walking in the city, in the alley, and then she sees a toxico, which is like a dude, like, if you watch the episode, okay? You wouldn't be here if you didn't know. Then there's like a toxic waste man coming out of like a barrel or like a trash can, and they're like, which is, yeah, use that every time you see like some like dumbass like fucking like trying to like gaslight you and tell you all these stupid shit. Just look at him as a big pile of toxic waste. They're like he's reaching out trying to touch something to feel alive, and that's not gonna be you, babe. It's not gonna be you. Get out. Watch the episode for more context. But yes, had a lot of fun with that episode. It was one of the most the cutest concepts that I came up with. I feel like I don't know. Oh my god. Okay, then I have In Defense of Edgar's. This one has 17 views, you guys. I thought that this one was gonna do bad, but it's one of the higher ones. Cool. That's cool. I loved In Defense of Edgar's because I saw this video on social media, and it was someone recording little kids going to school. They all had the Edgar haircut, and then the audio was like, no que maca, no que maca, no que maca. And it just pissed me off to my core, because these are kids. You can tell that these are kids, and probably the person recording that is a kid. Who cares? But the point is that the comments were horrid. The comments were literally horrid, and it pissed me off like so fucking much, because so one of the comments that I remember was, oh, their whole combined GPA is 1.0. And I was like, ugh. You guys are being so fucking classist, racist, and xenophobic without even knowing. And it's so embarrassing. Like, to make fun of kids who aren't quote unquote performing well to the standard that this fucking educational system says they should, which what do they know? They literally don't care. So you'd rather make fun of these kids with less access to resources than to judge the system and to do something about it. Okay, dude. Okay. Sorry, guys. I get really heated up with this shit because, ugh. But anyways, good episode. I had a lot of fun doing it. And I think it's very important to talk about the way we bring up boys isn't necessarily like women don't want to be brought up like boys. Girls don't want to be treated like boys. I want everyone to be treated and giving the same access to resources to find themselves and be who they are and do the things that they want to do. I don't think the standard in which we raise boys is good either. So if you want to know more about that, check out In Defense of Edgar's episode. All right. The next highest ranked episode was Femme Escapism. I love doing that one. It was so much fun to come up with the concept, and it was it really made me think, and I'm like, how can I talk about escapism but like use escapism for good? And yeah, this is, I guess, one of the ways that I'm trying to use escapism for good, which is through like media. If we put out educational media and media that talks about real life topics and not just it serves as a distraction from our current world, I think that's a really good way to utilize escapism against the fucking stupid machine that is capitalism. So I know a lot of girlies are doing that. A lot of creators that I follow are doing that. And I used to watch like stupid brain rot shit. Like, for example, like fucking David Dobrik. Like when I was a kid, I would watch it. I was a little dumb tween. Honestly, I would really watch for Liza. I would watch more for Liza. And then they broke up and I stopped watching because fuck that. But I never really liked it. Like, that's the thing. I was just like, yeah, this is funny and all, but it's like, it doesn't make me feel fulfilled. And it doesn't make me think about anything. I felt really dead. Like, I would binge, like, stupid shows, like, stupid channels like that. Like, and yeah, I stopped doing that when I discovered podcasts. And when I discovered Locatora Radio. Oh, so good. But yeah, basically that episode talks about how we can use escapism and flip it on its head and use it for good instead of just to ignore everything. So check it out. I'm only going to go through the top 10 most viewed episodes and then we'll continue. Okay, next I have Señora Dissociation. Oh my god, guys, we're like on the same. Oh, it's so funny because the ones I had like the most fun making, I noticed, are the ones that are most viewed and listened to. So that's good to know. Feels good. All right, I had so much fun talking about Señora Dissociation. Not like, well, it's a very nuanced topic, right? But also a lot of girls I feel like related to that. All my girlies, all my femmes were like, wow, I'm just like my fucking mom, dude. And then we have sympathy for our moms and then realize that, oh, our mom was just a girl. She was just a girl. Yeah, the anger I have for my mother, like, I don't understand how she's just chill. She's just like, la, 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 la. And I'm like, girl, I'd be the things I would do if I were you, baby girl. But I am not, and that's the thing. I had the many privileges and resources that my mom didn't have, so I have to use I used to use them in the best way that I can because she couldn't. So fuck, I look like not taking advantage of things that I have access to. So yes, I have to live not just for my mom, but like because her sacrifices was so I could live my life the way I want to. So I need to do that. I need to do that. Do it. Live your life. And last but not least, we have She's Alive, the horrors of reinventing yourself. This one was my comeback because I moved to the Pacific Northwest, and I stopped recording for a little bit because I was just so like shook with the transition, the move, my new life essentially, away from my family and everything. And that was fun. The concept for this one was a Franken girl. And I just love putting together the cover art. I want to get better at drawing and all that stuff. I love art, and I've been drawing, like all of us have been doing since we were little kids, but I do want to work on it and make it more dynamic. It's a journey, and I'm on it, and I'm excited. So, oh, and there's another thing. I accidentally, when I was trying to figure out how to like change the update the cover arts for the episodes, I accidentally republished one of my old episodes, which was the malcriadas nightmare, and I republished it again by accident. So it's a little like, that one doesn't belong there. That should be way before. But I don't know how to not do that anymore. I think I'm fucked. But oh well. It is what it is. I just wanted you guys to know. And that was my little recap on my top 10 episodes. All right, Z. Well, you told us that this is your last episode for the season. We went on a little trip down memory lane. What's next? What can we expect for the next season of Malcriada? Like I said, I'm no longer holding back. This is a socialist podcast, community podcast, everything podcast of that nature. And I'm going to be talking about things from a socialist perspective. And this is going to include lots of topics, a lot of how-tos. I want to include a lot of how-tos and like very good summaries so people can just send the podcast to other people. I have an idea pool that I'm like pulling from every time I don't know what to do for an episode, but this next season is going to be a lot more structured, I hope, mostly because now I have a goal. So yeah, I've divided my little idea pool into 3 different categories for the next season. I don't know if this is the thing I'm going to stick to, but this is what I have so far. Letting you in on the process. So the first category, I have anecdotal type, which is going to be based off like stories that have happened to me and that I've lived. Is also going to be part of the malcriadas with ADHD series that I have going on. So yeah. Then I have the major topics that I want to talk about, which is, I have like a lot more ideas for this one, which is the politics section. And then I have pop culture stuff. So like using like stupid viral like things like that we see on social media, and then tying it back to politics and the revolution and liberation, all this stuff, abolition and all this stuff. So yeah, that's what you can expect for the next season. I hope to keep, I want to do malcriada reviews, which is where I review shows that I've watched through a socialist perspective. I don't know if I'll get around to it, but we'll see. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm planning to work on for season 2. And then I have some upcoming projects that I am going to be working on for y'all and for anyone who cares to pay attention and check out my shit. I don't want to give away too much, but I just want to say it has to do with writing. That's all I'm going to say. And if it wasn't for the process of podcasting, if it wasn't for me knowing other podcasters and like listening to other podcasts that talk about liberation, talk about diversity, talk about socialism and all this jazz, I wouldn't be doing the things that I'm doing. So major, amazing, glorious shout out to the Sip and Politic podcast and Fab Socialism on YouTube. I was very nervous at the beginning of the season to talk about my political views. I did like joke around and mention like, oh, I'm a commie, I'm a socialist, like kind of, but not to the full extent. And after listening to Sip and Politics podcast and watching Fab Socialism's channel, I was literally like in awe and just amazement. Like, fuck, like these girls are amazing. These women, these femmes are just out there doing it so unapologetically. And I was like, I need to fucking get my shit together, because even though I appreciate and love and value the Black women in our community, I hate seeing them do all the work. It pisses me off. And I was like, shit, dude, shit. I need to contribute to this. They can't be the only ones talking about this stuff. And everywhere I go, everywhere I look, when I'm researching for like anything, when I want to look for literally blueprint, it's crazy. So we as Latinas, non-Black Latinas, and just everyone else in this world, we need to contribute and not let Black women keep carrying all the work of liberation on their backs. It's embarrassing as for us as a society. So this is my attempt to show you guys my appreciation for your genius. Literally, oh my God, I'm just in awe, literally, as I watch all their content, watch their episodes, watch their videos. They're amazing. They're literally amazing. And they also are very affirming, because a lot of these thoughts I'm just like, I have in my head, and I've had them like when I was in school, but you know how UTRGV is and how most institutions are. When you bring up systemic issues, even in political philosophy classes, they look at you like you don't know what you're talking about, and that they very much dismiss so many other layers that are present in our system, like so many oppressive layers that are present. And it's crazy. And like hearing these thoughts be affirmed in their channels, in their podcast, just makes me feel good and lets me know I'm on the right path. I don't want to keep doing that. I want to keep doing the work, and I want to like be able to contribute and do my part. So yeah, but yeah, we cannot keep leaving all the work for Black women to take on by themselves. It's not okay, and we need to fucking lock in. And of course, their channels and ats and everything will be linked in the show notes below. All right, you guys, it's about time. It's about that time that we wrap up. And I just want to express once again my gratitude for you guys, my listeners, my supporters, my community, mi gente latino. Thank you so much, you guys. I don't know what else to say. Don't be scared to reach out. I have all my notifications on like my socials off, because not because I don't want to hear anyone, but because I hate all the stupid unnecessary notifications that flood my phone. Like that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like when I have a bunch of messages, I don't get peeved because it's a person, but when I just get stupid like email that fucking bot generated ass shit, like it literally is one of my biggest fucking pet peeves. It really grinds my gears, you know. And so I have all the notifications off. Me choca. So if I don't answer right away, it's because of that, not because I hate you or I'm ignoring you. I have a lot of anxiety as well, so I want to alleviate that. It's not because of that. It's because I have notifications off and I take forever to get to them. If I'm not on Instagram, if I'm not on TikTok, if I'm not on any of these, then I don't see it. Yeah. But I don't know what else to say, you guys. I'm just so thankful and happy and full of love right now. Even though there's so many bad things that are going on, as there always has been. And I don't know, I have a little bit of hope, and not to disrespect any of the horrible things that are happening currently. I need to have hope, I feel, because I want everyone to be free. It's not okay. It's not a just world. It's not a good world if not everyone gets to be free. And that's not the situation at all. And I think it's important, and I think we do have the power to change it. And yeah, that's all I want to say. Your nerves are part of you. The fear is part of us. We have to still keep going regardless. And yeah, I leave you with this little poem that I wrote after all my little breakdowns, all my little rebirths and everything. I wrote this poem and I put it at the top of my desk so I can always see it. So I'll leave you guys with that. I've made it this far. Never imagined I'd see the end of the world. though envious eyes follow me, as they always tend. I'm not scared anymore. Fear is now my friend. Thank you all so much for listening to the very first season of Malcriada, Thoughts of a Girl in a Sick World. And what a sick world it is in fucking deed. This was your host, Sodger Knives, signing off.
Ooh, shouldn't say it like that. Don't want a reminder of her mom.